And I was living, just right before I got drafted, I was living back home with Mother on Dover Street. But when I got out of the service, she had moved over to 40th Street. Do you know anything about her moving? I don't know. All I know is she moved.
Well, I know I came home on leave. I guess the first leave I came home on, she was still in Dover.
Yeah.
And then it happened while I was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the actual move over to 40th.
No, and I have no memory of helping her move or anything.
No, so that's right. And it just happened while we were both in this.
Yeah. Maybe she was trying to get away from us and hide so that we wouldn't
I think
find her.
she said that the other place was too big for her,
Yeah, probably
and
was.
she went to a smaller. So you didn't have any engagement, really. So how long from the time you first met her till you actually got married?
Well, a long time, because talking about, well, first met her actually should be that date we went out on, because we were pretty much strangers. And that was Valentine's Day, 53, and we got married in 56, so September 56. So we'd known each other well over 3 years.
So what date and where did you get married?
We got married in, at Saint, what was the name of that church? Saint, well, it was on Alcatraz in Oakland near the Berkeley line. St. Augustine's.
Did you go to that wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
St. Augustine's Church. And
And the date?
September 1st, 1956,
Where was the reception?
at her folks' backyard, and it was very nice. In those days, people didn't necessarily have to have a big, grandiose
Cut out the
celebration.
bucks. And
Yeah.
everything.
Well, they didn't have it either.
No.
A lot of
that's
people
right.
didn't have it. So how many people attended?
Seemed, well, the whole backyard was pretty darn big, and it was fairly full. I don't know. But her family itself is a large group.
What was your wedding like?
Very nice, but I can't remember. It was all fog, you know.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the reception?
Yeah, but then, you know, I mean,
I think it was your wedding that I remember. I think it was the first time I ever met Mrs. Forney.
oh,
Really?
She was standing on the steps when we walked up the steps to go to the church. Was there big steps to, you remember?
yeah, there were several.
I think that was the first time I ever met her.
Will went to your wedding?
Yeah.
Okay, and Joan and Will went.
Well, I don't know, because
They would've-
he might have been in the service. He might not have been there. I don't know. But
Oh,
Mrs.
okay.
Forney was there. I remember meeting Mrs.
I
Forney
was
on the
wondering.
steps.
Okay.
Is there a favorite anecdote you'd like to tell about your wedding day?
Wedding day, you know, some of these things just,
You might think of them later, tonight, while you're dreaming.
you know, some of these, the day goes by so fast.
And you said you were in a fog.
Yeah, yeah. But one thing I know for sure, you know, people get up and they say, oh, I'm gonna get married today. Well, I didn't feel one single bit of anxiety about, am I doing the right thing? Am I, what, you know, is this right? I just, it seemed right. That's, and I just went through the day and I didn't have to worry about that.
Where did you spend your wedding night and your honeymoon?
Well, as I said before, I wasn't working, so we took off. We went over to Marin County, and we just stayed in a motel up there, and then we went down into the wine country, and I don't know what from there on. There was one point when we thought, well, we might just well go back to our apartment. We had an apartment at 1700 Grant Street in Berkeley, and it was just a little dinky place with a pull-down bed, and it was good enough for us.
How would you describe the early years of your marriage?
Oh, I think they were good. That's the time that I was working at Moore Dry Dock, and I'd made enough money, and Betty was babysitting with her sister's kids for a while. It just, you know.
What kind of
day-to-day.
car did you have then?
I had bought a 1950 Ford, and I bought that when I was in the Army, and it was still doing okay. But fairly soon after we got married, I went and switched jobs to GMAC, and they gave you a car every year and paid for all expenses, So I didn't have a car. I sold the Ford, got $200 for it, and they, you know, I just had a car to drive.
Okay, I have to stop now and change tapes.